there's back again the next day, and same deer. The one that's lying down is the one that's got the broken leg, I think. It's got something wrong with its front leg, and it's pretty sleepy. So I'm going to have a close look at it today, and if I think I need to, I might euthanize it. I've seen plenty of three-legged deer before. It just comes down to whether I think it's alright or not. It doesn't look to be in pain, it just can't walk on them. And I saw the stag today. He's 9 points. He's got 5 on one side, 4 on the other, and they're really quite nice and long. But I reckon he's doing better for another year. I've already got a decent one, so. Okay, I'm trying to do the next bit from the camera's angle, right? As much as I could. The first bit that you've just seen is from across the river. That's 208 yards, 10 times zoom on my 720p geriatric camera. But the next bit, I was a complete plonker, and instead of having it on zoom, I had it on wide angle. So unfortunately, the quality's miserable. I've post-processed it to try and get it so you can at least see the deer, but it'll be quite pixelated because it's on wide angle, not zoom. In essence, the wind is coming from the camera's about 4 o'clock, 4:30 position, and I'm standing over here. Right? So this is a face where the deer come out is over here, and I'm about here, and so the wind is going along here in this angle. This is like a big hill, right? And the wind direction is about here for the clouds, and this is a big river catchment. And so what happens is that where I am, the wind is actually coming down round here and just going like that. But over here, right, we're in a situation where the wind is about, the clouds are doing that sort of angle. So going back to the saying that the wind goes in the opposite direction to the clouds, the wind is going up the slope. Now the video's not that good, so those deer are only like 45 yards away, and I was really kicking myself when I found out that I hadn't had it on full zoom. The important bit is just to watch the heads of the deer. The 2 deer come out, and the first one's, well, both of them sort of look straight down, but the first one gets my scent ahead of the second one. And it's indirect scent again, because my scent's going this way, and then they only get a whiff of it as it comes back up the hill. So you know it's going up the hill because the deer put their noses directly into the wind that they are receiving. Right? So they get it, and then they eventually just walk off and go up the hill this way. And I got busted in about 5 minutes. Right? I'd come round the corner here because I knew that the 3 of them were here. The other ones over here, you can't see it. They come and pick them up on the way home, but going up the hill. But I'd come round the corner here, and I was standing in the open. Right? A shade of a tea tree, yes, but standing, full safety gear, you know, the Technicolor teddy bear look, white hands, white face, and they're 45 yards away, and they can't see me. Right? So if you want another bit of proof that their eyesight's shit, well, there you go. The important thing to notice is that I'd said in the previous video that it's relatively easy to work out which way the wind's blowing just by following the simple rules. And really that's all we're doing here. The wind is going in this direction, so the wind on this slope is going that way, and the deer confirm it by sticking their nose directly into the wind that goes up into them. Right? And I knew the wind direction here, and I also knew which way the wind was blowing. So it's actually, you can't see it in the camera there, but the direction that the wind's going is way over here. It's really towards the end of the slope of this thing. But still a bit, swirls round and goes straight up the hill. Right, so it took me a long time. I used to think that if the deer were here, right, or in another location, and my scent was going that way, that I was okay. But you've just seen 2 videos where it's not the case, right? In the first video, the wind changes direction, goes left to right, and a bit peels off and goes round, and I get busted just like that, right? In this situation, it's gone this way and a little bit's peeled off and gone up here, and then I get busted. Right? So if you think about it, the best direction is straight in your face if the wind's coming straight in there, and if that's 90, that's 45, so 22 and a half. Anything in that zone, so the wind is coming directly towards you, or within sort of 22, maybe 30 degrees, something like that, you're reasonably safe from any back eddies or anything like that. But as soon as you start getting around to here, then you're into danger territory, where, just like in the first example, where the wind sort of cut round and went sort of an eddy arrangement and came back towards the deer. And of course, the further round you get, so 4:30, the wind was at that sort of angle to me. So coming here, I'm really in danger zone of getting busted. And another reason why you don't really want to be hunting at the bottom of the hill, right, in a lee side condition situation. I was over there for a day and a half watching those same 3 deer, and they didn't get my scent, right? 208 yards distance. And he might say, well, why were you sitting there for a day and a half watching the deer? It's quite simple. It's the raw. The bush in this location is very dense second growth, and you can't actually really chase the stags in that. They'll bust you every time. The only way that you can actually get onto them is sometimes you can get within 50 yards of them in the bush, and they move around quite a bit, and therefore you just sit tight and hope like hell that they move into you. Or in this case here, I was using these 3 girls as stag bait. It's the end of the raw, right? They had their fun. But it doesn't stop the stag from going for a sneak along to see whether there might be a bit of action. And it took me a day and a half to actually see him. I only saw him for 30 seconds thereabouts, and of that 30 seconds I would have had 5 seconds where I could have actually taken a shot. Not that I was going to, he was too small, but originally, like 2 weeks previously, I'd seen the stag which sort of owned that territory, and he was a 10-pointer. And somewhere along the line he's been kicked out, and this other 9 had turned up. But seems a bit strange, he just had more fight, I think, because the 9-pointer wasn't as big as the 10. So, in essence, I didn't want to shoot him because the decory's full, and he's better off leaving him for another year. So hopefully this year he might be a 12, he might be normal. So I hope that helps. The camera pissed me off big time because I was an idiot operator, and really my 20 or 25-year-old video camera is not up to scratch. So I splashed out, and hopefully the next video will be substantially better, because I'm getting a thing that can shoot 4K and all that sort of stuff, so it'll be interesting to find out.